You look like you're going through your molt. Are you molting? Chickens lose their feathers and then they flush back. Called molting. Makes them look all kinds of homely for a little bit. I haven't really looked into the science of it, but I'm guessing it's like shedding fur. You're getting ready for winter, I suppose. I'm trying to remember what that flower was. I planted that over in my cut flower garden. Celosia? I'm not sure, but I find it funny that it made its way over here to my raised garden beds. Because my cut flower garden is way over there. Oh. Way over on that side of the house. So I guess I could take you on a walk through my little garden here. We still have our house on the market. We had somebody that was interested. They made an offer. We did a counter offer. I guess the lady didn't have her husband walk with her through it. So when they did, they backed out saying that there's too much work. That's fine. We have another showing Friday, actually. So, I mean, you just got to get that right buyer. Haven't really been doing a whole lot. I wanted to clean out my garden beds and plant some garlic and some other fall crops, but it's like, I feel like it's pointless at this point. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna come out here and pick a bunch of these beans and lay them out to dry further and then shell them. I don't know if these are gonna, I don't know if I could dry these out. Still kind of learning this whole garden thing as I go. I don't know if I could pick these like this and lay them out, if they'll be good. Because, I mean, the bean inside feels hard. Might do it and see what happens. But my vining crop wasn't that great this year at all. And I know it's because of lack of sunlight. The nights are getting colder here in northern Indiana, and now the day temperature is dropping as well. I don't know if these are fighter jets or, I mean, I think we're within like an hour or so of like an army base, but we have these like really loud jets that fly overhead. But anyway, the tomatoes are doing good still. There's still a lot of them. They kind of taste bitter, but I like them. They're still good in like scrambled eggs and things like that. But on the garden front, I just kind of feel I'm at a standstill. I guess I can clean it up. Because we were talking, we don't know if we're going to take it off the market and just put it back up in spring. I think if this next person doesn't buy it, then that's what we'll do. We bought another mini split that we're going to be hooking in over here. What is that? It's one of those little woolly ones. What's it predicting? Anybody know? Is that a mild winter or so-so? I don't even know how true that is. Just a fun prediction. Yeah, we're going to hook that up right here. So that'll do the back half of the house, which I know is probably a deterrent for a lot of people, that not being up. We planned on having that in before we left anyway. The last people wanted our chickens. And I was okay with that, as long as they were going to take care of them. We actually had one of our hens pass away, and I think it was because she was a broody hen. So I just need to be more vigilant in coming out here and making sure if I have any broody ones to kick them out for a while so they can eat and drink. I've got no broody ones today. I do have eggs I need to have the kids get. Got some of our wood stacked for winter. This little shed can hold quite a bit. Oh, and I have raspberries over here in the corner. I've been getting handfuls of them and enjoying them. Look at this Virginia creeper. Isn't that the prettiest thing? I always thought it was poison ivy until I looked it up. It's not. It's a vine. But some people are allergic to it, so it'll be a kind of mild irritant to your skin. But look at these raspberries. Forgot these. I missed them. Looks like they might have got nipped a little bit. I think they'll do even better next year. I need to maybe put some neem on them. Ooh, blurry. I need to put some neem on them or something next year. Yes, I plan on taking this with me. So I'm going to take my raspberries and just like, because I have these heritage raspberries, and then I have some golden raspberries in the front yard, my elderberry over here, and then my apple trees up front are really little, so I'll probably take those. I don't know if I'm going to take this peach tree just because it looks like it's loving its spot, so I'd hate to rip it out. Other than that, I'll leave everything. Yeah, today it's 66 degrees Fahrenheit, and I think tonight's supposed to be in the 30s or low 40s. But like tomorrow night is supposed to be like 28 degrees. Getting into winter for sure. I'm gonna have to do some more research on this, but I believe like the green beans that look like this are the ones that you can eat fresh. See, the bean part isn't too developed. It's not really developed at all. It's skinny. And then these are the ones that you can harvest for shelling. The bean is developed and it's kind of crunchy. So I know that I can pull these off and I could shell those. What I'm gonna have to look into is like these. These are kind of soft. When I squish them, they're not crunchy, they're soft. I'm gonna pull them today because I know that there's a frost coming tomorrow, a hard frost. And I don't really know how great they are in frost. But like even these with the green on them still, I'm just gonna pull as much as I can. I have a big bag of them already. But I don't know if I can lay these out and let them dry in the house, and then when they get crunchy, be able to shell them, or if I could shell them and let the bean seed lay out and dry. They even have a noise when you squish them. There's still moisture in them. So if any of you can tell me that, or I mean, I'm gonna just do an experiment anyway. Yeah. So this year I let all my bush beans, my pole beans that I had after I was done fresh eating them, I let them all kind of dry out. I wanted to try my hand at saving seeds this year, as well as doing the dry beans, which honestly I feel like if you put up your dry beans to save them for cooking like bush beans or soup beans, I mean, you can use those beans to plant next year as well. So win-win, right? So one thing that I find awesome about like gardening, okay, I find everything awesome about gardening, but so my bed was filled with little oak tree acorns because obviously it's right underneath trees. It's starting to sprinkle out here, so I'm gonna hurry. I think it's awesome. Like, okay, so when I clean it out, I go ahead and I scrape it all over in a pile, kind of spread it out, and it kind of mulches and does its thing. I'll go through here with a fresh cover of mulch in the spring if I'm here. That's what I usually do. And also all of the stuff that I took out of here, I usually feed all my scraps to my chickens. But it's really important that you check with Google or a book, or ask somebody that knows what's poisonous and what's not for your flock. So I did a quick Google search and I found out that bean leaves are poisonous to your flock. Now I don't know if anybody actually has tested that theory, but I'm not about to, so all of this will go to my compost. But anyway, I think it's super cool that these little seeds, like each one of these little acorns, obviously their job is to sprout and produce a tree. Look at it. Try as it may. This is just a phone, so I'm trying to get it to focus, but try as it may. Look at its little leaf. I was trying to produce a tree in my bed, and that was just one out of many that I pulled. I think nature's awesome. Look at this little one trying its hardest to make a little tree right there. I'm sorry, little guy. You can't go in my garden bed. So I got all these beans. I got some fresh beans in here, some dry beans, some kind of dry beans. I got a bunch of different ones in there. A whole bag of them. Just out of this one bed and this row. I mean, it's not a huge amount of food, but it is food. So, and I got food for my compost for next year. and what I do about covering the soil, because if your soil is not covered with something, the ground or the soil it'll work to cover itself, which is why we get a bunch of weeds that sprout up. So what I do is that when all my leaves start dropping, I like to leave my leaves where they lay, and then I clean them up in the springtime, and then I mulch them up and add them to my compost to make leaf mulch, or I'll bag them to make leaf mulch. But what I like to do is I like to gather some of my leaves and mulch them, and then lay them over my garden beds, and then I'll plant right into that come springtime. I try to do the no dig method. So right now I'm exposing them, but in a short while these trees will let go of their leaves, and I will be able to mulch them, put them over my beds. So that's what I do to keep building the microbe habitat and the no dig in my beds. What I found hiding by my lavender. Oh, that'd be a nice treat for the chickens. Look at the little baby marigolds. I haven't had a whole lot of luck with cabbage. It's gotten eaten up this year, and I didn't stay up on it. But I got a couple little cabbage heads. This little cabbage right here will be my first cabbage harvest ever. Every year I lose to the bugs. This year I was going to try doing the fall planting, but when I started that's when we started trying to get our house ready to put on the market. So I didn't pay attention to my seedlings, and they all died. Next year. But I'm gonna enjoy that, and hopefully this one. Then I planted my strawberries in here, and they're doing good still. As an experiment for a ground cover, instead of doing the leaves, because I do the leaves on all the other beds. I planted 2 plants of ground cherries, and they have done amazing. I also put my extra tomatoes up here, which also did good. This is my front orchard. I'm gonna make the kids go through these and sort them from dry to fresh to kind of in the middle, like this one. Squishy. My little cherry tomato harvest and my ground cherry.